to be able to first see your three sons play for you, Greg become an all-state player, go on to become a Division I football player, and now see young Vinny playing as a varsity player also as a freshman. And does that even supersede 350 wins and 7 state championships?
That supersedes it. I think the thing about that is that we collectively, his uncles and myself, we can talk to him and tell him that, they did this, and then that's what you have to live up to. And that has to be more motivation, because that's what it's supposed to be.
All right. Talk a little bit real quick about your relationship with other coaches and how much has that evolved over the years. I know, there may have been times where the competition between coaches was really tough. Talk a little bit about, where does that stand now in terms of your relationship with opposing coaches, with other fellow coaches in the States?
When I first started, there were some outstanding coaches in Hudson County. You had Coviello, you had Monaco, you had Pep Novotny, you had Sam Cavallero down in Bayonne. You just had it was unbelievable. Bill Cochran. They were giants, and they were people that I really looked up to. And you tried to emulate them, learn from them. I think as time went on, we got an opportunity. We played a lot of people outside our league, outside our county. We competed against Warren Wolf. Down at Brick, we competed probably 15 times against Brick, or 16 times.
You used to open the season with them almost every year. Yeah.
And we competed against Greg Toll, Chuck Johnson at Ridgewood. We've competed against a lot of great coaches, and they're all good people. I mean, there's no doubt. In Hudson County today, you got Richie Hansen, Eddie Stinson. I coached him, and then I coached against him. And and
you stole a state championship away from him too.
Yep. Yes. And Toll stole one from me.
Oh, that's badly. So, but the 1990 state championship game was an
unbelievable game.
3-0 game.
God was on our side.
Well, that's because the ball went over the goalpost.
Over the goalpost.
Okay. It's safe to say right now that with everything that you've done, that you've reached the status of being a legendary coach. Okay, one of the all-time leaders in the history of the state in victories. You've gone past Coviello in terms of victories. 7 state championships. No one else in Hudson County has that individually. And is there a huge sense of accomplishment now when you think back to 46 years of head coaching and what you were able to do?
No, not really. I think what you do is, what have we done lately?
Okay.
And I think if you go thinking about forget about what you did. Think about what have we done lately. And that's what you want to improve on. As long as you do that, you belong in it. And when that ends, forget about it. Okay. You don't belong there anymore.
Okay. You almost answered my next question because of what you've done lately. How much longer can you see yourself doing this? And is it something that you still have obviously you still have the fire and you still have the burning in you to keep going?
I think that yes, I do. I don't know how much longer I would do it. I never set those type of goals. And I'm very fortunate to be married to a woman who goes along with that and still comes and helps feed the kids pregame meals and never misses the game. I mean, now she goes to watch freshman games so she can get a good parking space. So I don't think the fire in her belly has gone away.
I don't think it'll ever go away.
No.
Even when she's gone, I don't think it'll ever go away.
Yeah, it's a legacy, and it's good to have a person like that by your side. So I don't see the end right now. I would love to do it again. I'd love to go back into the Giants Stadium and win another one.
And that would be the ultimate, because then you'd have one in each decade. That would,
Yeah, I know.
You're running out of this decade, though.
I know. Yeah. You don't have to remind me.
Okay. The last thing I have to ask is, first of all, are you comfortable with the idea when somebody says that you've reached legendary status? Is that something that, it's quite honestly, you got an incredible legacy and one that'll be, remembered forever and ever. Are you comfortable when somebody says, that you're a coaching legend?
It doesn't faze me, Jimmy.
Does it bother you? Does it faze you? Does it
bother me.
Does it flatter you?
I don't flatter. I don't live like that.
Okay. I mean, because you would think when you were a kid, Coviello was a legend.
Yeah.
Well, now you've done things that even Coviello didn't do. I mean,
I understand that. What matters to me is that guys that I've coached look up to me, and that's more important to me than anything else.
How about guys that coach against you now? You know, do you still sense that you get that sense of respect when you?
The people that I coach against now give me a tremendous amount of respect, and that I do appreciate.
Well, it's well deserved. I would think that if they didn't, well, we know one game that we're not going to mention, but
that's
somebody
all right.
didn't show you respect. Okay. My last question to you is: how does Vin Ascolese want to be remembered? First, as a person; second, as a father and a grandfather; and then third, as for what you've given to the sport of high school football.
As a person, I want to be remembered as someone who was fair and a good friend. Someone who would do anything to help you. As a father, I think you have to be remembered as someone who'd always be there for their children. And vice versa. It's a two-way street. They should always be there for you. It's terrible in this day and age when you see someone who's not well and their family never bothers with them. I had a mother who had Alzheimer's for 5 years, and that's the greatest lesson in the world, to see that. And as a coach, I'd like to be remembered as what I am. You know, that I went out and I played the game, try to play it to the best of our ability, and hope that we win.
It's about as easy as can be said. I appreciate you taking this time, and on behalf of the McGuire Foundation, this has been a great interview, and I hope that other people will be able to see this interview and realize your impact both on just high school football in the state of New Jersey and all over, and also what you mean to the McGuire Foundation. I appreciate you taking the time, and I appreciate you asking me to be the one to interview you. So.
Well, I appreciate that, Jimmy, and thank you, and I also thank the McGuire Foundation for being there for the young people and the coaches, because it gives coaches a good feeling about what they're doing, that that people understand that we're only working with kids and we're only working with those children to make them better people. It's not about whether you win the state championship or you wear a ring. It's about where are they going to be 10 years from now, and that's usually what I talk to them about. Graduate. We got to try and get you into a college so that you can be a better person than maybe somebody in your family was. And I think that's important, and I think that's what the McGuire Foundation is about, trying to lay those seeds so that they develop into something a lot better.